At Granger United Methodist Church, we've been focusing on that history-changing event called Incarnation. I hope that you've been following along with us and learning how God came in the flesh and what that means for us and for the world. And so to continue our thoughts about the Incarnation, the Lord with us, I want to share with you some thoughts that were initially shared by Archbishop Desmond Tutu. He said to a congregation, "Working through ordinary people like Moses and Mary, God can accomplish extraordinary things." To highlight that, Desmond Tutu went on to share this reenactment of an exchange between Angel Gabriel and Mary. "Knock, knock. Come in." "Hello, Mary." "Hello. I'm Gabriel, the archangel." "Mm-hmm. God asks, will you be the mother of his son?" "What? You know this village. You can't scratch yourself without them knowing what you've done. And you're asking me to be what? An unmarried mother? No, 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 no. I'm a decent girl. You can just go and try next door." Well, wouldn't we be in a pickle if this is the way it went? Tutu went on to observe. "Mercifully, though," he said, "mercifully for us, she said, 'Behold, the handmaiden of the Lord.'" And God was able to accomplish a splendid work. The Incarnation could happen. Jesus could be born, and our salvation would be set underway for all of history because Mary said yes. For God, you are someone. You are someone who is indispensable. There isn't anyone quite like you. There isn't anyone who can serve God quite the way you can. There isn't anyone who can replace you. God depends on you. At Christmas, we are called to birth and cradle Christ into our lives, to wrap our arms around others, and to offer the world the miraculous power of an ordinary hug. Yes, indeed. I'm sharing with you in this worship service several examples of manger scenes, or the Holy Family specifically. Many manger scenes show Mary as a figure down on her knees, a look of saintly adoration on her face, with her arms, her hands held up and her palms raised, while that gesture is probably meant to infer Mary's praise and worship of the Christ child. It might also give her a look of surprise, as if she was somehow just stumbled across this newborn infant lying in a straw-filled manger. And of course it goes without saying that Joseph, his figure in the creche, especially in this one, is an aloof kind of presence, a stalwart-looking figure, as you can see. Then there is another interpretation of the Holy Family. One that was brought to my attention, this one that you will see in a moment is crafted by Tom Clark. He's an ordained Presbyterian pastor. He's also a sculptor of these kinds of figurines. His version does not have Mary and Joseph kneeling and gazing at the infant in holy detachment. Rather, Mary is holding the child, and Joseph is standing by her with, well, a goofy new father grin on his face. Take a quick peek at that. How would you paint or sculpt Mary, Joseph, and the baby Jesus? I would picture the first family in a hands-on posture, like this image. Hands-on. Why hands-on? Well, for me, the Incarnation is when God became hands-on with you and me and us. All of humanity for all of time. God became hands-on. Remember that thought that Desmond Tutu began with. Working through ordinary people, God can accomplish extraordinary things. And that's why God became hands-on, to accomplish extraordinary things. God can take completely ordinary events, things, circumstances, and people, and raise them to a higher significance of power. Consider some of the most ordinary things in the world. I can think of bread, and wine, and water, and touch, and breath, and words. The more ordinary an object or a being, the more faith is required to perceive its sacred potential and its miraculous quality. I mean no disrespect when I say Mary was ordinary. Mary, a simple, unassuming peasant woman, young lady, from nowhere called Nazareth, but it is her very ordinariness that provides such a perfect foil for the extraordinary work of the Holy Spirit in her life and in our world. It was her quiet, unremarkable day-to-day life that Mary found favor with God, as Gabriel said to her. Which is why I gravitate not so much to Mary on her knees as in prayer, with a saintly look on her face, but envision Mary looking pale and wan and disheveled and exhausted, but with her face transformed with joy and love as she snuggles the tiny baby Jesus tightly against her. Again, no irreverence intended toward Mary, but I am slow to wrap my head around Mary gazing in respectful reverence at her newborn child. She cuddled him, yes, counted all his fingers and toes, and yes, she chuckled at the hair he did or didn't have, and yes, wondered over the softness of his skin. All of this is what parents do, and maybe more so mothers. This is the true miracle of Christmas. Jesus was not a glow-in-the-dark Christ child. Jesus, God incarnate, was a real, live, ordinary, crying, cooing, sleeping, eating, wedding, yes, messing diapers. And just as with all babies, the greatest need was to be held in human arms, touched by human hands, soothed with human words of love and reassurance. At Christmas, we are called to birth and cradle Christ in our own lives, to wrap our arms around our faith. When we birth and cradle Christ in our own ordinary lives, by faith, we find our arms wrapping around others who need Christ birthed and cradled in their lives. Remember, Emmanuel means God with us, God with all of us. But more than that, Emmanuel means God does not keep us at arm's distance. God is with us with open arms and with hands on us. If Christ is born to us in this Christmas, we too must reach out. Reach out with open arms to those who are in need, to those who are in craving for relationships, to those who long for hands-on touch, for life and love. While I am trying now to convey, and have been throughout these last few weeks of Advent, is that to God, you are someone who is indispensable. There isn't anyone quite like you. There isn't anyone who can serve God quite like you. There isn't anyone who can replace you. And God depends on you to incarnate divine love, grace, peace in the world, especially today. We not only benefit from the Incarnation, but we are challenged to participate in God's presence in our world. Christ followers receive and reflect the light of Christ, showing God's presence to the world, throughout the earth. The Christmas gift of Incarnation can also remind us to give ourselves in the same way that God gives of God's self. God loves each of us, each and every one of us. God loves all the world, loves enough to reach out in the flesh and in the intimacy, seeking a face-to-face encounter with His only Son, Jesus. I believe it bears repeating. For those who may be skeptics, working through ordinary people, God can accomplish extraordinary things. Opening our arms and our hearts to God, as Mary did, may we reach out and wrap our arms around others who meet Christ, who need Christ, birthed and cradled in their lives. And so as we hear these words, I picture the angel standing at our doors. Knock, knock. I hope that you will scan through the sermon notes that are provided online, and that you might re-engage so that these thoughts that I have shared will continue as God works through your mind, through your heart, through your faith, through your encounter with the Holy Spirit. I pray that anything I have said today would be a blessing that helps you experience God with us.